Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. I'm a Cloudy Sheep and we are playing Hearts of Iron 4 in the Return of the Revolution edition. So we played as Soviet Union, Russia took over, and we are now set on a course that will lead to an early Cold War. So we are trying to get back at Poland and the Allies basically for being a bit a loser for the First World War. That's why we drew a couple of attack plans here down in Poland, and I will just immediately get over here and start justifying war goals against any of these. Is this Wilnio? Yes, let's take Wilnio. There we go. Oh, 37. I wonder, does it and I don't think it makes any sense to use more than one target, and I think it will just trigger one and we'll be able to do that. So actually let's just pick one that is relatively cheap, although apparently they're all 37 political power, so it really doesn't matter. So we will start to justify a war against Poland. That will take about half a year, which means we'll be ready to then do that in the middle of December, which will not be ideal, but I think it will be alright. Now, one thing I noticed in between episodes is that Poland is not aligned. It's not part of any official alliance. It's not part of the Allies. However, it is in the, and I can't pronounce that, it's in the same fraction as Lithuania, and it is guaranteed and guaranteeing Romania. So we'll have to expect a war participation of Lithuania and potentially Romania. So we'll have to do some changes, and I'll restart the time over here. And that one change will be, sorry about this. Right, so this is the Third Army. Let's briefly pause because too much stuff is happening at the same time. Third Army over here. We'll change your orders a little bit, and you'll indeed be looking to attack into Lithuania. So your attack plan should really involve getting up here and personal and sort of on this front. I think we might even limit it to this advance over here. I can't, sorry. Right, so let's pick this to be the goal for... We can't change that. That's interesting. Oh, and this looks weird. So, can you just be like such? Oh well, I think it will be alright. At least once we declare war, we should be easily able to extend that. Right, all of this is fine. We did research the new improved artillery, which is very nice, which is a good improvement over the last one. So you can see 30 soft attack over here, over 25, so 5 more, about 25%. So that's very nice. Let's see what we want to research next. One thing I'm very mindful about is fighters, because we are not currently producing any sort of air support. Could research industry a little bit more, construction speed, or a bit more infantry or equipment conversion. Both of these are very useful. I don't think it makes too much sense for us to research radar, or in fact air doctrine, land doctrine. We are looking at researching mass mobilization soon, but not quite. So we could research better anti-tank weapons or anti-air upgrades. Both of them are not critical. Tanks we are researching right now, and that's very fine. Or indeed some of these equipments. So this is ahead of time, 87 days. So I think it might actually make sense to research maybe anti-tank upgrades. So 32 days, that would be very quick. Let's briefly check whether we have anything else that is quite as quick. Nope. And our doctrine will be done in 1 day only. So yeah, I think that's a good way to go. Let's pick the anti-tank upgrade. Quickly research, and in a day we'll have to change a little bit. Right, so we can now change the production of artillery to the latest version. Actually assign a little bit more factories to do that in the future. And that should be lovely. Good. Light tanks will probably switch over to medium tanks very soon. Good. Let's restart the timer over there. and this is all fine. We'll need to do a little bit. So firstly, these guys over here. So pause again. These guys over here really should be done with training. I think that's alright. You guys are all fine. You really don't need to train. How does your equipment look, by the way? Yeah, it looks alright. So yeah, as you can see, all of these guys are fully trained up. So we will tell you to be in fact guarding against the Romanians, and because probably you don't have anything else to do, you'll also just try to develop some offensive plan, although you'll probably not be participating in that. Right, over here with Poland, as I talked about last time, there are some marshes around here, and that is a very... Ooh! So here we go. And that's a very interesting development, because now, let's look at the map mode for... Is it somewhere? I thought we had, yeah, factions map mode. So these are the allies, and is Poland part of the allies now, formally? No, I don't think so. No, it's just a similar color. Okay, so these are the allies, not including the United States, but including Liberia, and including Greece. And Greece is, as you know, in war against Italy. I think this war, yeah, it has already spiraled out of control. So Italy is now in war against all of the allies, and there's that. So Italy now being attacked by France, Germany at the same time. Greece probably won't make much of a difference, but over here that's certainly going to influence things by quite a bit. I'm reluctant to intervene right now because there's nothing particular that we could do. There's Poland in the way, and we could try to attack Germany at some point, but right now we can't. Anyway, I'm gonna reduce the timing a little bit. Let's have a look at our national focuses. I would like to build up a little bit more political power, really. So maybe a start on political effort would be nice. And then ultimately, of course, we want to get more research slots. But I think it's alright if we do some political power to jumpstart our laws and government over here. Because we were in a revolution, these really are not real advantages to us. There's yeah, especially the civilian economy is hurting us quite a bit. Export focus is actually alright. Russia or the Soviet Union, both of them, really have enough supplies as is. By the way, we are maxed out on command power, so something that we want to do is probably take the lead of the first army over here and give you the infantry expert perk. And I think we'll actually want to have a look at you in more detail. Come on, give me a unit doctrine, a unit portrait, and we will want to promote you to become a field marshal. We'll lose a skill level while adjusting to the responsibilities. Against recently promoted. Yes, so let's do that. Let's see what you can do over here. So we can pick another trait, and that is only available for field marshals. So offensive doctrine, orc laws when moving. I think I'd very much appreciate that. Defensive doctrine is not quite as important. Organization, orc charismatic. Organization is useful, but I think you'll be our primary field marshal. So we'll tell you to be offensive and probably charismatic. So here we go. Very nice. I like to see that. So in fact we'll promote you directly to become the... Can I exchange you? You. Yes. So you'll be now our army, our commander for the entire army group number 1. This tank army over here, we can have a look. Anything you can... Nope. Apparently you don't have any promotion ready. Second army, can we promote you? Apparently not. So that's alright. Do we just not have the... No, I think you just don't have the necessary experience. So that's alright. Third army, probably likewise. Yeah. So there's that. Army group number 2, I think we can actually pick our field marshal here, who's a little bit better. Both of you are politically connected. You have a little low promotion cost, but I don't think that's too critical. You're unyielding defender, which actually I like, but you on the other hand have a lot more planning speed, a little bit less consumption of material, so we're going to promote you to be part of this over here, and we need to assign a general over here for our first army. And yeah, we are a bit short on good generals really. Yeah, so we might take you, even though you're a field marshal, and this is a bit awkward, but I think it's going to be alright. Good. Let's briefly check over here whether there are any promotions that we can take. Yes, indeed we can. So, unyielding defender, defense plus 10, inflexible strategist. Okay. So that's actually better than, is it? Defense plus 10. I don't think it's better than the offensive doctrine, but you know what? We'll take you as a bit more defensive minded person, and we will also use organization first, so that you can reinforce positions that are under attack. I think that sounds like a very good idea. Now we don't have any command power left, so that's fine. I think we can accelerate time somewhat. Just keep an eye on what Italy is doing. Can we actually have a look at their war? I think we can, right? No, we can't. Okay, never mind then. Yeah, still Italy fighting over here. Well, not really in the Alps. That's a little bit surprising. Wait a minute, who is low supply? Why have you low supplies? And why do you suddenly have low supplies? Okay, so yeah. Anyway, in regards to this, let's take half of our tanks, move them up over here. The other half can get up over here, and that might alleviate that situation slightly, at least. And half of you should be coming up over here as well, and likewise for the cavalry. So the idea, of course, is that we are going to make a pincer movement over here around these marches, kind of what the Germans actually did historically over here. So historically the Germans tried to close the pocket over here, trapped I think around 1 million soldiers in the early stages of the war in 1941. We're going to do that in reverse on the Poles if we can. So that's hopefully going to be alright. 12 army experience, that's good to see. Anti-tank upgrade, so that's also very nice. And since we did research or did finish our doctrine research, we can now research infantry offensive in 96 days, which will really help our reinforcements rate and our recovery rate of infantry. So that's very good, I think. And in just 30 days, so about a month, we'll be able to produce tanks as well. Are you actually in war against France? I think you must be. Yeah, you are. Interesting to see that there's so little apparent fighting on the French-Italian border. But of course, as happened historically, Greece was actually able to take over Albania, so the position from where Italy attacked. If you know your World War II, of course, you know that Italy struggled very much against Greece, and that incentivized the Germans to actually attack as well, and that precluded the attack to Yugoslavia. The Greeks, I think, never took over the entirety of Albania. They just pushed the Italians back when they attacked from the Metaxa line, I believe it was called. But yeah, this time around they don't seem to be quite as successful. Although, of course, Italy is really standing alone, and that's a very complicated situation for them. Right then, up over here, we have trained a lot of new divisions, so that should be alright. And I think that's good to see. So yeah, we have these little peons, really, who are only there to hold the line, really second-rate divisions. But yeah, it's good to have them. So. Let's pick you over here. Can we assign a general? We can, but we need to select about, so like 15, I guess. and you're part of a new army, right? So that's good. You can, I think, be part of this army group. And what we will use you for is we will just extend our lines over here a little bit, and just add another line. So firstly, you should be really sort of not so interesting template, and you'll be part of this border with Poland, and you'll just sort of fill in the gaps that come up as the other guys advance, without really being of any value at all. Likewise, you, I think, we can assign to this army group as well. I don't think we have any general over now. Yeah, and we need 50 political power for a new general, so that's going to be very important. But yeah, not quite. Not right now, I mean. Over here we can draw a little line against Finland, and we'll take another half of these units and just assign front lines to the Baltic countries, just in case they get involved. Oh, I didn't actually... You guys up here, right? Half of you be assigned to this, and again half of you be assigned to this. It's not really something that I'm too concerned about, but we will see. Right, you belong to the tank army, okay? You likewise should belong to the tank army. So that makes a couple of you. You go over here. Wait, what? Misclicked there. Half of you get over here. And you guys get over here. Right, there's that. Nice. Good to see. Are we training anyone else in their place? I don't think we are. Who are you? Do you belong to the 5th Army? Then why are you not over here? It's unlikely that we're gonna attack these guys, simply because they really don't have the industrial capacity to be a worthwhile target, so yeah, we're not gonna do that. 48 more divisions. Split them in half, assign, get 2 new army groups, which again are just sort of hold the line infantry groups, and that's going to be alright. And that, in fact, I think means that we can peel off the 5th Army from over here and delete your orders to attack any communist. Thank you. You'll be moved over to the Army Group 1, and you'll actually get the Romanian front down here, and that should be fine. And we'll tell you to take the same approach, that is sort of attack into this area. Don't need to actually take the mountains, so that's fine. And the reserve army, we can delete your orders. Reserve army, there we go. Right. Okay, so the reserve army now does not have any orders, which I think is fine. We'll instead tell you to... Where do we want to send you? I think you'll be actually sent over here, and that should be alright. So you'll be part of this. And this. Half of you, in fact, are going to go over here. And that should be fine. Good. That does leave 2 more armies with no orders. You, we will tell to be part of this front, but purely in a defensive role, so you're not going to do anything funky over there. And we also tell you to be part of the Polish front, and these guys over here can just take the northern half of that. So yeah, that should be alright. Right, so everything is going pretty well, I think. Low supplies, really. Concentrated industry, that's a very, very nice advance. Let's really check what we can do now. This is all 1940. Industry, construction, maybe advanced equipment, and nothing to be researched over here. I think I will want to start with a fighter research. And that is purely because it's such a great advantage to have good fighters that are better than anyone else. On the other hand, better support companies also very useful. But yeah, let's take the fighter research and let's do this. It's going to take quite a while, and there's some penalty for researching things early, but I still think it's a good decision. So, battle plans with no units assigned. Is that so? You are part of these guys. So, okay, so all of you should actually be part of this. Right. But low supplies on you guys. Army group number 2, yeah. No defensive, no offensive. Oh, that's a nice summary of the last combats. What equipments do you equip? Oh, that's a very nice breakdown. Yeah. Oh well. Baltic Sea, Ukraine. Really? You just got ill for 30 days. Oh well. I mean, the temperature can't be that bad, can it? And here we go, medium tank. So that's an incredibly useful thing. Let's briefly have a look at this beast. So, firstly, you... Oh, that's not what I wanted to do, sorry. So, yeah. Let's have a look at you. No. Wait, there. So I think you do have the higher reliability. Oh yeah, there you go. Reliability 88%. So that's extremely useful. Just because that means that very few of these guys will be lost in combat. A little bit better engine might be nice. Better gun I don't think we need. Will in fact decrease our speed and reliability, although these things are useful. Better armor likewise, not that useful, so I think we'll just go ahead and use the standard version. And in fact we're going to convert all of our light tank production to medium tanks. We'll want a lot of those being produced. We'll reduce our light self-propelled artillery. How many stockpiled units do we have? Not that many, so I think it's okay to scale down on that a little bit. And in terms of heavy tanks, I think we can also scale down. We don't really need that many, and I don't want to waste anything on that, so I think that's going to be alright. Infantry equipment we are producing a lot of. Maybe we can reduce that slightly. Yeah, you know what, let's reduce that slightly and then re-add these so that these guys will be the first to receive new things. That will mean we are producing only nearly 5 tanks a week, so not even 1 per day. But that's of course because our production efficiency is very, very low, and it's going to be increased over time, and that will make it more useful as we go. I'm debating on whether even pulling off some of these guys as well. That should be alright. Okay, research slot available, so let's take care of that. We want to do a tank destroyer as well. It would be a very quick research. The advantage would be that this guy really has a much higher heart attack, of course, a very high hardness as well, and yeah, good piercing. Very good piercing, in fact. So we'd be able to even take out highly armored tanks. But I don't think right now we need that. So let's really look at the support companies, and I think one of the first ones that we are going to look at is the engineering, maintenance, recon. I think recon is nice. Recon allows you to move a little bit quicker and just have a better feeling for everything. So that's good to see. Right, with that being said, and now medium tanks being in production. Ooh. Okay. So India seems to be moving a little bit away from what the Brits are doing. Let's briefly look at where everyone stands. So you are trying to get an extra research slot. You are just researching things that will improve your overall capabilities. That's alright. Japan is going to be very interesting. Show us steelworks. So you do have the national defense and this spirit. Create a Manchurian airport. You can't really go against the Soviet Union because it doesn't exist anymore. Light industry. But you don't seem to be taking anything that is too aggressive against the USA, do you? What would be the path that takes you down towards war against? Funny that you didn't take this one. So you took the Showa Restoration. Prepare for war with the Soviet Union, which went nowhere. Of course, build up the Manchurian army, create a Manchurian air force. Did not take the non-aggression pact with China. In fact, of course, you attacked China. Cast the die. I think this would be young officers, red brigades. Oh no, this is the communist part of things. I really don't see how they would go on the Pearl Harbor path. Probably over here. Secure the Philippines, yeah. Non-aggression pact with the Soviet Union. They did not go down that road. Interesting. We'll have to see where they move. Let's briefly check the USA. Lastly, expand the United States Marine Corps. Is that something that would lead to anything in terms of war propaganda or anything? No. You actually didn't even prepare intervention. So yeah, the US seems to be a bit placid right now. And lastly, Spain, naval effort. Okay, so that's not that interesting. Okay, still no movement with Italy. I'm guessing they are getting their ass kicked a little bit on the naval side, but we'll have to see. So, looking forward to see you next time. Thank you very much for watching. Bye bye.